One is that the micro sector, the MSME, the M, which was initially included as 90% of women came in on board because the M micro sector came into being. Now the recent policy change has merged or enlarged the M, the medium sector, which is now a part of the MSME. So I feel there is a lot of disparity in that, because the micro starts from, the 5 crore is till the micro and the 500 crore is the medium. I mean, they're trying to compare us on the same boat, which doesn't make sense. So we've asked for a separate department where self-employed artisans, household, artisans, and also the small, tiny industries, micro se kam jo bhi industry hai, that has to be given a special impetus, a special focus, and not just be merged in the MSME and call it that, okay, because large policies have been made, very good policy made, but what for the tiny, especially for the women? Nothing really separate for the women. So the resilient women have risen themselves, not with the government support or anything. They've been able, and they've always been, they have never, there's no special scheme as such which I can say is helping the women to stand up on their own feet again after COVID. And they've made changes on their own, and now is the time that we need to educate, upskill them, and give them more technological needs, innovate, and bring in more of the IP at the grassroots level and make some new product lines, which is going to be conducive to the market. See, if you take Delhi itself, the women have been all shifted out of their homes or neighboring places because of the, yes, they have to be moved to proper industrial areas, but the industrial areas are very, very far away from the main city where the women live. And the industrial areas are not well equipped for women. There is nothing called a women's shed or a congregation where women can come together and work together. So we are asking that as an initiative by the Delhi government at least, so that the women can work together in a cluster. And so the cluster formation, we've taken up a challenge of about 25 villages, not villages, but outskirts of Delhi, where women are in mega clusters, and we're trying to group them into trying to make things which are now going to be eco-friendly, and because of the single-use plastic ban, we're getting all women involved in making something which will have a good uptake by the government itself and by people, because these kind of eco-friendly, where low-cost energy, water efficiency, climate change itself, the whole resilience, the resilient system, the ecosystem can be created by women. So we're trying to give these kind of challenges to the women in the cluster format. Yeah. In the sense that they're not really focusing on the gender part of it. There's a lot of gender disparity. The takers have not been women. Why? They should analyze the reason why women are not being able to make use of these good schemes which are there. The reason is, I also questioned the bank and asked them that why don't you reduce, at least for these post-COVID period, why don't you reduce the rate of interest so that more women come forward and be bankable, because the kind of rate of interest, they're not being able to churn out that kind of profits. So if you don't churn out that profit, how are you going to repay the bank? So at least for a time period, reduce the rate of interest, and then yes, let them come at par, because right now they will not borrow, because if they know that they'll not be able to make the 14% per annum which they have to repay the bank, then what are they going to work for? Taking money and not being able to repay back is not what they want. So that's why the small industries in this micro level industries, the women are not growing to that level as we would like it to grow. The growth will only come in when more finance, and there's a huge gap in financing women. They all know. So special schemes have to come out for women, especially in the financing sector.